Hi guys, welcome back to Thread and Glue Designs. Today we are going to look at week 9 of our Prominent Women of the Bible series. It is about Rizpah. It's spelled Rizpah. This will be our actual final week of this series, so we'll be looking forward to the next whatever God has for us. And so if you have suggestions, as always, feel free to put them in the comments and we'll look over that. So let's just begin at 2 Samuel 21, verses 1 through 14. I'm going to read those to you. During David's reign, there was a famine for 3 consecutive years. So David inquired of the Lord. The Lord said, "It is because of Saul and his blood-stained family, because he murdered the Gibeonites." So the king summoned the Gibeonites and spoke with them. Now the Gibeonites were not descendants of Israel. They were a remnant of the Amorites. The Israelites had made a promise to them, but Saul tried to kill them because of his zeal for the people of Israel and Judah. David said to the Gibeonites, "What can I do for you, and how can I make amends so that you will bless the Lord's inheritance?" The Gibeonites said to him, "We have no claim to silver or gold from Saul or from his family, nor would we be justified in putting to death anyone in Israel." David asked, "What then are you asking me to do for you?" They replied to the king, "As for this man who exterminated us and who schemed against us so that we were destroyed and left without status throughout all the borders of Israel, let 7 of his male descendants be turned over to us, and we will execute them before the Lord in Gibeah of Saul, who was the Lord's chosen one." The king replied, "I will turn them over." The king had flip one too many pages. The king had mercy on Mephibosheth, son of Jonathan, the son of Saul, in light of the Lord's oath that had been taken between David and Jonathan, son of Saul. So the king took Armani and Mephibosheth, the 2 sons of Ayah, daughter of Rizpah, whom she had born to Saul, and the 5 sons of Saul's daughter, Merab, whom she had borne to Adriel, the son of Barzillai, the Meholathite. He turned them over to the Gibeonites, and they executed them on a hill before the Lord. The 7 of them died together. They were put to death during harvest time, during the first day of the beginning of the barley harvest. Rizpah, the daughter of Ayah, took sackcloth and spread it out for herself on a rock. From the beginning of the harvest until the rain fell on them, she did not allow the birds of the air to feed on them by day, nor the wild animals by night. When David was told what Rizpah, daughter of Ayah, Saul's concubine, had done, he went and took the bones of Saul and of his son Jonathan from the leaders of Jabesh Gilead. They had secretly taken them from the plaza at Bethshan. It was there that Philistines publicly exposed their corpses after they had killed Saul at Gilboa. David brought the bones of Saul and of Jonathan, his son, from there. They also gathered up the bones of those who had been executed. They buried the bones of Saul and his son Jonathan in the land of Benjamin at Zelah. in the grave of his father Kish. After they had done everything that the king had commanded, God responded to their prayers for the land. Okay. So the way I understand it, Rizpah was the daughter of Ayah. That's Aiah. She was a concubine for Saul when he was king. And she had 2 sons during that time. And she's not mentioned very often. She's mentioned 2 times and appears 1 time in the Bible. She, amazingly, I don't know of a mother today that would do this. I mean, as a mother, you want to say you would, right? But once someone is gone, they're gone. But Rizpah stands watch from the spring harvest to the fall rain. That's about 6 months, guys. She fights off predators and birds, and by doing this, she shames King Saul so that he goes and retrieves the bodies and buries them. Only then was God willing to bless the land. So, in my understanding, what we should be getting from this, number 1 is perseverance wins. So, to persevere means to continue on even when you don't feel like it or nobody else does. So, I think for us today, when someone loses a loved one, no matter what the circumstance is, our job as Christians, not a label, but as Christ-like followers, is to be with one another and continue to point each other to the cross. I'm not saying point each other to the church. I'm not saying point each other to the Bible. I'm saying point each other to the cross. That's where Jesus died for us. That's where he rose again afterwards, 3 days afterwards. So we, as Christians or as family, then we are supposed to help to rise each other up. We're to take on each other's griefs and pains. We should be feeling, not only sorrowful for them, but we should be helping them to get past their sorrow and to be able to move on in this world without the person that they lost. It's not an easy thing. It is very much not an easy thing. And I don't know about you, but when someone passes away and you're at a funeral or at a visitation or even online, the only thing I ever see people say is condolences or I'm sorry. But what should we really be saying? What should we be doing? I think Rizpah knew that actions would speak louder than words. So I think that it is our job to put forth effort to be there for someone. Not to tell them you're sorry, not to tell them condolences on everything, because, they're already there. They don't need to know that you feel sorry. They need to know that you're there for them. And so to be there for someone, perseverance is a greater visual to someone going through death of a loved one than it is to tell them how sorry you are or how condolences. I don't even like that word condolences. I don't know why we have to use that word so much. It just breaks my heart to even hear that word. But, so yeah. So that is what I understood and got from Miss Rizpah, concubine of King Saul. And this will conclude our series. So don't forget, if you've stayed this far, leave me in the comments if you have something you'd like for us to study out. Or if not, I will pick another book in the Bible and we will continue reading as we did before. So much love to you guys. Hold on to the hem of his garment. And I will see you all in the next one. Thank you.